A 99% of us cannot create this from raw stone. And this is Flint Knapping, ancient technology defined. It requires understanding material properties, not brute force. We begin with identifying the correct raw lithic material. And the core stone must possess inherent weaknesses to exploit. Now that we understand material selection, let's explore preparation. The striking platform must be meticulously prepared first. The hammerstone choice dictates the resulting fracture mechanics. A percussion theory relies on control, directed kinetic energy transfer. And the first strike is critical. It sets the stage for success. But this initial removal yields the first diagnostic flake, called a spall. But each removed piece reveals the core's internal geometry. We are essentially sculpting by carefully removing layers. And now that we understand initial percussion, we refine technique. A hard hammer percussion creates thick, less predictable removals. To achieve refinement, a softer striking material is introduced. An antler or bone billets spread the impact force more evenly. This creates longer, thinner flakes, essential for shaping symmetry. These flakes themselves were often utilized as expedient tools. The continuous process demands constant re-evaluation of the core. The next stage is pressure flaking, demanding immense manual dexterity. Pressure flaking removes tiny flakes from the edge for sharpening. This creates the precise, uniform serration of a finished edge. The arc of the pressure must match the stone's internal cleavage plane. And any deviation results in crushing or failure to detach the flake. But a secure base is vital for applying the necessary leverage during pressure flaking. The napper must see beyond the surface to the stone's intent. Now that we understand refinement, let's examine specific tool forms. The bifacial preform is symmetrical, ready for final shaping into a point. The different tools require different final flaking strategies, like serration. Creating the perfect projectile point demands precise thinning and notching. Notches must be deep enough for binding, yet not weaken the structure. The goal is maximum edge retention with minimal material loss. Or imagine the skill required before any modern measuring devices existed. Flaking techniques evolved significantly across millennia and geography. Posture and body mechanics transfer power efficiently and safely. But hand placement is crucial. It guides the fracture away from the body. A material sourcing dictated tool production, creating regional specialties. The hammerstone itself becomes a testament to hundreds of strikes. Bay, now that we understand tool diversification, let's examine preservation. A finished tool must be inspected rigorously for latent flaws. Flaws often appear as tiny hinges or internal step fractures. But this knowledge transformed human capability across the globe. The sharpest edge ever created is still stone, not steel. A tool is only complete once it is securely hafted to a handle. The natural adhesives and bindings ensure the stone functions as an extension. The sinew must be wrapped tightly to prevent lateral movement under stress. But the integration of geology and biology creates ultimate efficiency. This mastery defines survival during immense periods of environmental change. The physics mastered here is fundamentally the same applied today. Wow, now that we understand the complete process, consider the aftermath. Archaeological sites reveal these Devitt-age piles as signatures of activity. But each flake tells a story of impact angle and core manipulation. The Knapper was a material scientist, an engineer of antiquity. The connection between mind, hand, and raw earth is profound. A very little raw material is wasted in the pursuit of sharpness. This technology persisted because it was so fundamentally effective. Look closely at the ripple marks, the physics etched in stone. Understanding Flint Knapping unlocks a deep respect for human ingenuity. The ability to control fracture remains a cornerstone of human history.